also very important, very, very important. So like in this case here, how do we get to highlight the entire Excel worksheet? Two ways. I could come and say control all. I could come and say, in this case here, control all, or I come up here. I like this one of coming up here. I can come up here, between 1 and C, there is a funny arrow. Then I'll be able to place my cursor there. When I place my cursor there straight away and click on it, I've been able to, in this case here, highlight the entire worksheet. So once I've highlighted the entire worksheet like that, I'll be able to go to home, right? In the home function, you are able to see these grids, the grids. So in these grids here, then I'll be able to click on all borders. I would want to have all borders being imposed on this Excel worksheet. So when I click all, you are able to see what is happening there. Right. So now I have been able to place borders there. I've been able to place borders all over. Now listen and listen to me very well. You will come and, for instance, get something like this. We have, for example, here we have Said, right? Said Salim. We have another person here. I don't know your two names. For example, I could talk of James Karaoke. I don't know. James Karaoke, right? James Karaoke. We could be having, in this case here, this lady called who? Let me just go down a little, right? No problem. So we have, for example, Catherine, maybe Catherine, Ongayo, just guessing, like that. Now, at times, ladies and gentlemen, you will go to an Excel worksheet. You realize that this Excel cell, for example, is too congested, has many names. Like now, say Said Salim. Names in this case here, like James Karaoke, now you can't read James Karaoke in full, right? There is a spillover. So what I've seen students or other Excel users who are not so much advanced in Excel, of course, they have an idea. What they'll do is to come, for example, up here, then they will be able to see that particular cross like the one of Jesus Christ, right? Once it becomes, you are able to see that cross in between your columns, you can easily double click on it. So you double click on it, unaona Salimi imesonga kidogo. Tena ukija kwa ingine ya katikati ya James Karaoke na Catherine, ukiweka hapo hiyo kitu msalaba kama ya Yesu, when you double click, now you'll be able to see the one who never wrote, okay, like now the one of Catherine Ongayo. If you come here, you'll now be able to see Catherine Ongayo, in this case here, fitting exactly in the cell there. Now listen and listen to me very well. If I'm to backtrack a little bit like this, return to where I was, where in this case here had names, in this case here spilling over their cells, I should be able, listen and listen to me. This is a very important thing. Why? Because you can imagine if, for example, the words which were spilling over were, for example, on like 100 columns, 100 cells. Will you go honestly, in this case, you're targeting one column at a time? For how long? So I should be able to get an automated way of expanding the cells for the names to fit automatically by just one stroke, right? So how do I do it? I'll highlight the entire worksheet. So I'll come and highlight the entire worksheet. Once I've highlighted the entire worksheet like that, the thing that I will do, I'll come and place that msalaba ya Yesu pali popote. Sio lazima iko karibu na hapa katikati, pali popote, in any column like that. And then now I'll be able to double click. And when I double click like that, all the cells in the Excel worksheet will expand in a way that all the names now will be able to do what here to fit. So this is a small thing, but very important. So the question is, how do we get everything that is in this Excel worksheet, that is in this Excel cells, which are not, in this case here, enough? How do we get them? Filling exactly just by using 111, right? Like a function. How do we do it? We've said you will simply come and highlight, and sure you know how to highlight the entire. You'll come and highlight the entire. You'll come and highlight the entire worksheet like that. And once you have highlighted it, just come to any of these columns here, any, and then you do what here? You double click like that. You double click like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other thing that I would want us to know from the word go, utapata mwanafunzi amepatiwa table kama hii. Sorry kwa kutumia mwanafunzi, nimezoea wanafunzi sana. Utapata mwanafunzi amepatiwa table kama hii. Na anaambiwa kitu rahisi. Anaambiwa, you know what? We want you to give us the total number of games that were played. The sum. So utapata mwanafunzi mwenye ajui Excel what they do, atakuja aseme equals. Akishasema equals, anaanza kuandika summation. Akianza kuandika sum, siamona sum metokezea hapa. Anajua, ana click on it. Akiclick on it imekuja sum pale kwa cell. So ameambiwa numbers 1, number 2 kwa bracket. Ameambiwa highlight the entire column. So the student is very bright. Anakuja na highlight the entire column like that. Aki highlight, anasema enter. So we're able to know that these particular games which were played here were 330 in total. 330 games in total. But you see, that's an old way of doing things, a bad way of doing things. A good student who appreciates software, who appreciates this Excel, will come and of course tell you, no, that's not the way. A great accountant can never do that. A great accountant will come and put the cursor there, and then he'll be able to use two things, what we call alt equals. So atasema to alt equals. Akisema alt equals, what is happening? You can see in this case here, the sum function has been able to highlight everything for us. The thing that we now need to do is to come and say enter like that, and you're able to see the 330. You are able to see the 330, right? So I would want you guys to take up a minute and try to practice this. I know you have your Excel worksheets with you. Take any numbers like 90, put any numbers there, 78, put any numbers there, 45, and then those three numbers, try to add them automatically using the alt equals. Alt equals. So using alt equals, I'm able to see the summation thing. In this case, ladies and gentlemen, when I see the sum rolling like that, I need now to say enter. I would want to hear you telling me whether there is anybody who has been able to practice that. Alt equals. You hold on to alt, and then you say equals. You hold on to alt, and then you say equals. If you're able to do that, please advise us. You simply go to the charts and say yes, even Y alone for yes. And of course, if you're not able to do and you'd want Mwalimu to repeat, what do? You simply put an emoji there, which is crying tears. When I see an emoji crying tears, I know for sure that this student wants me to do what here to repeat. The student wants me to repeat. And then please feel very free. For instance, if you are very free, you can even go ahead and share your screen with us. You can go ahead as you are doing that practice. You can go ahead and share your screen with us. You can go ahead and share your screen with us. You can go ahead and share your screen with us. Don't sweat it out. Excel is the most beautiful package, right? I can see one thumbs up from Mohammed Salim. Oh, there is Mohammed Salim and Said Salim. Are they brothers? Are they brothers? Said Salim, Mohammed Salim. Yeah, that's also very nice. A thumbs up. Say thumbs up. I've been able to do this art. Yes, yes. Said is laughing. Billy Ochieng, thank you very much. He's saying yes. Yes. Kimani is also saying yes. Remember, here I am taking my notes about the ones who are saying yes. The ones who are right. Right. The students that will not work with are the ones who say nothing. I would prefer the ones who are crying, the ones who are saying yes. Those are very good. If you are crying, I repeat. If you're saying yes, I move on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I think I've counted enough yeses. Now here we are. Now, what we shall do at the end of the day is something very simple. We shall come back to our Excel sheet and ask ourselves, what of this situation where, for example, you have like, we have here, for example, 45, we have here 56, we have here, for example, 34, and that is it. And assuming this number is not there, this number is not there. So assuming that these are CPA students, these are CPA students, these are CPA students, sorry, CPA students, and these are ACCA students, assuming like that. And then now you want, so let me put years there, let me put years. This could be like 2018, this could be like 2018, this could be like 2019. I'm trying to track down my number of what year students over time, 2019, then we have 2020 here, then we have 2020 here, 2020 like that. Great. So then somebody comes and asks me, I would want to know the total number of students you had for the 3 years, CPA students. I'll tell them no problem. That I will do very first. So what I'll do, I'll come and say alt equals. So when I say alt equals, of course I say enter, right? Now, I would want the same to be done. I would want the same to be done for the next column, which is besides this. So if I want the same done, ladies and gentlemen, in the next column, of course, I can copy the formula here. And the copying the formula is very easy. Unajua kuna plus mbili. Kuna plus hii ambayo iko white, na kuna plus kale kakufill. Kale kamefilika kenye ndani. So kale kuna black kaka ni kakufill. Autofill. So the autofill, you simply come and drag it like that. When you drag it like that, you'll be able to get 135 students over RCM, for example, online college, while what you're doing ACCA. We're doing ACCA. How I wish somebody can go and structure this kind of a bad table. Structure this kind of a bad table and try that dragging, and then tell us whether you are able to get that. Tell us whether you are able to get that. Tell us whether you are able to get that. That dragging is a very important concept, very important concept, very important concept. That's a very important concept. That's a very important concept. So is there somebody who has been able to really do that? Thank you very much. I can see one person chatting there. Thank you very much. And by the way, today is going to become one of your very best days. I'm so sure some of you have come across, or rather came here thinking that this is going to be a very boring day. Trust you me. I work with one of the biggest software companies in this country, right? I know you know SAP. So I work with one of the competitors of SAP. And the kind of Excel they have taught me there has really been helpful to many people that I train. Yes. Even how you structure your reports, especially if you can have a long-term relationship, how you structure your reports from the Excel worksheets. There is quite a lot to be done there. I'm only seeing 2 yeses. I'm only seeing 2 yeses done. I'm only seeing 2 yeses, 2 yeses. And then there is this notion, like yesterday I was teaching somewhere, some senior personnel of some company board of directors, right? Mwingine akaniambia unajua ati sasa mimi ni mzee sana. Hii Excel haina uzee. Hakuna ati hakuna hata kama hujaifanya computer. Hii ni kitu rahisi sana. It is your thing. And by the end of the day, that gentleman came and told me, niambia ukweli, nimeanza kupenda computer now given your class. Given how you've taught, at least now I'm happy. Billy amesema done. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now for my case, there is what I would want you to be appreciating throughout. There is what I would want you to be knowing through. There is what I would want you to be knowing through There is something that I would want you to be knowing. There is something that I would want you to be knowing there, right? That once I've gotten this particular 213, the only thing that I need to do is to come here, and highlight. See this highlighting, you highlight the cells where you would want the totals to be. The cells where you would want the totals to be, you highlight. Here, fortunately, we only have one cell where we expect the next total, right? The cell of the adjacent column. So once I've been able to highlight, so I've highlighted the two. I've taken my cursor there and pulled. I'm highlighting now. You know, this plus, which has nothing inside, the white plus, is a plus for highlighting. So once I've highlighted like that, there is a very important formula that I would want you to start adopting. The one of control to the right. You throw figures, you throw your formula, like in basketball, you pass the ball to the right side. You pass the ball to the right side. So you simply say control R. So when you say control R, all the adjacent columns, even if there are 1,000 of them, they will be filled up, right? So when, ladies and gentlemen, whenever I'm thinking of this, I always think of that concept of basketball, right? I'm passing. Do we have anybody here who has ever been to a basketball pitch? Anybody who plays basketball? Anybody who plays basketball here? I mean, those side giveaways are so nice on the right, on the left. They're so nice. They're so nice. There is nobody who has ever played basketball. There is nobody who has ever played basketball. Ikija Mombasa, Ikija Billy Boy, Mombasa, I'll make sure that I give you a tackle, you guys. Great. Thank you very much. Great, great, great. Now here we are, ladies and gentlemen. So the concept, I hope you guys have been able to write that. Control R, you get the sums, or you transfer the formula that you have to the right side. To the right side. Now listen and listen to me very well. Now this is where I would want you really to be very attentive. To be very attentive. Now at times, you will get somebody wanting to know the total population in 2018, right? So they want you to get the total population row-wise and the column-wise. So row-wise and the column-wise, no problem. What I need to do is to come and highlight the entire table with an extra empty. You highlight the entire table with an extra empty column and an extra empty row. If you want to get, ladies and gentlemen, there, row totals and the column totals simultaneously. You see, I would want where my row totals here are going to be put to be highlighted. So I must, in this case here, highlight up to here because I'll be writing my total here. Let me write the name total there. So I would want my totals. I would want my totals here. I would want my totals here. And then I would want my totals here. My total here. I would want my total there, like that. Ladies and gentlemen, then what I'll do, I'll come straight away and highlight up to this total, which is now empty, up to the row totals there, like that. And then when I finish doing like that, I'll come and remember, the automatic summation is alt equals. The automatic summation is alt equals. And then those totals will be able to be brought automatically to us. Those totals will be brought automatically to us. You can see here the totals. You can see the totals like that. So please try your very best to see whether you can easily come up with that table. And once you're able to come up with it, give us a thumbs up. You can dance a little bit because in Excel, when you discover anything new, which is quite a milestone, you need to be happy. You have to rejoice a little bit. There are emojis there, emoticons there, where people are dancing. Yes, you simply punch one, smile, right? Whenever you discover anything new, you want to enjoy Excel. Whenever you discover anything new, you must always rejoice. You must always rejoice. Yeah, James says, pop. Great. Yep, in the chats I can see somebody. In the chats I can see somebody done. Thank you very much. In the chats I can see somebody done. In the chats So I can see it's only one person. I cannot progress. I cannot progress. I cannot progress without really. I cannot progress really without getting many. Those are 4 plus the one who said thumbs up. Those are 4. Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see many, and I've not seen anybody saying Mwalimu repeat. We are learning, okay, we are learning. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to move to something very important. Allow me to move to something very important. Very important stuff. Very important stuff. Now, here we are. You are given price of, or rather quantity of a commodity. So we are given quantity of a commodity, right? And then they have given us here price. They have given us price, right? So this quantity, we have 2018. 2018, we have 2019. 2019, we have 2020, like that, 2020, like that. And then they have told us they sold 34 units here. Here they sold 67 units. Here they sold 89 units. And then price, here they sold, for example, price was 30, and it was constant 30, like that. And then they want you to give them something very simple. In quantitative analysis, they used to call it revenue. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do we get revenue? Who can help us? Who can remind us? How are we getting revenue in those old days when we used to be very young? Revenue equals
the selling price of the quantity.
He's telling me the selling price times the quantity. So take the selling price times the quantity. That is very good. Now then, if I want to get, ladies and gentlemen, if I want to get the first revenue, 2018 revenue, what I'll do as I think it is, I did not see the name very well. What I'll do, first of all, for multiplications, I have to introduce the equals. I must introduce the equals. I must introduce the equals. And how do I, once I put an equal in a cell, then straight away, they're asking me to, or rather have been able to operationalize a cell. So the cell is operational. So now I can do whatever that I want inside there, right? I can do whatever that I want inside there. So I can come and say, yeah, 34, for example. I can come and say 34 times, if I wish, times. In this case here, 30 times 30 times 30, like that. So if you wish, you can do it that way. But you see, that's old school. But the thing is, once you've put an equal sign, then you can easily come and pick, like now this quantity here, you pick it cell-wise, times, like that, the 30 like that. And ladies and gentlemen, when I do it that way, I'll be able to get what we call 10 what here, 10, 20, comfortably. So could you kindly draw this table and ensure that you are able to get the first revenue? Do this table and ensure that you are able to get this revenue. Tanikubalia kuwasumbua, but at the end of the day, everybody will be very happy. Everybody will be very happy. Once you finish, please give us a thumbs up. So once you finish, please give us a thumbs up. Great. Great. So now the question begs here. When I want to do for the subsequent cells downwards, must I go on in this case here? For example, like now I take here, I say equals, I take 67 times 30. And then I say enter. Apana. Once ushafanya Excel formula moja, and you'd want things duplicated along the row or along a column, always learn how to use the power of Excel. Like if I'm the one doing this, I'll come straight away and now use what we call autofill. So the autofill will come with your cell here. This cursor, you take it to the corner periphery there until it becomes a plus with something inside, black. So and then now you'll be able to do what you have to drag like that. When you drag like that to the end, you're able to get the revenues. You're able to get the revenues like that. So is there somebody who has been able to reach there? Is there somebody who has been able to reach there? Is there somebody who has been able to reach there? Is there somebody who has been able to reach there? Is there somebody who has been able to reach there? That concept of dragging. You drag. I can repeat again. Now, actually, then for dragging purposes, you don't have to drag manually. You can bring this plus until you see the plus is there, especially when it's downwards. Whenever these exercises are being done column-wise, there is what we call the free fall. The free fall. When you put this plus there, the bold plus there, the bold black plus there, then you just double-click. When you double-click, everything in this case here will fall down. Everything will fall down. Everything will fall down. But the way it has fallen down here is not all right. It's not all right. It's giving me 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20. It's not all right. Allow me to repeat again. Before I repeat, let me see the charts. They're putting up their hands. Great. Now look at this. Let me repeat again. So we have here, I'll go back. I start again. So when I'm starting here, I'll come and say equals, take 34. You say times. I hope you're able to see the times is on top of number 8. You say times, this 30, you say equals. And then now you come and bring your cursor up there, and then you use the free fall. So when you use the free fall, you can see now it has been able to give you the automatic multiples. 67 times 30 is 2010. So 89 times 30 is 26 what here? 70. 2670. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please tell me whether I can now go on to something different. Can I go on to something different? 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 Remember, it is a high level. After all, you'll have this video with you. It's a high level. After all, you'll have this video with you, and then you'll be able to devise with it throughout. Now, I would want you to listen to me very well. Now, this is the start of Excel. We haven't been doing Excel. That was just a joke. Now we are starting with Excel. Now, you see, Excel is a powerful sniffer dog. Like, there is no way you will tell me like this 30, 30, 30. If there were like 2,000 of them, I keep on writing 30, 30, 30 throughout. Excel doesn't work like that. Excel, we always love saving time. So for purpose of saving time, what will happen is that, ladies and gentlemen, you will come here, listen and listen to me very well. Listen and listen to me very well. Listen and listen to me very well. You will come to this cell, ladies and gentlemen, you will come to this cell. These guys have only given you one representative figure, which is 30. So you know that this 30 should be multiplying all these numbers, the three numbers there. Meaning that this 30, which is cell F8, if I put the cursor that will show me, it is F, you can see F here is darker, and the 9 there is darker. So this cell F9 has to be fixed permanently. It has to be anchored for it to be a multiple, for it to be a multiplier of each number in that column. So then how do we anchor a cell permanently? How do we anchor a cell permanently? To anchor a cell permanently, we normally use the dollar sign. We normally use the dollar sign to anchor a cell permanently. We normally use, in this case here, a dollar sign. And this dollar sign, ladies and gentlemen, is on top of number 4. The dollar sign is on top of number 4. On top of number 4. On top of number 4. So when you go to your number 4, are you able to see where number 4 is? When you go to number 4, you'll be able to see a dollar sign. Please make sure you're not confusing the dollar with what here, the dollar with the and, the ampersand. No. So then what do we have, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, I'll come and do what that gentleman told us, that revenue is price times quantity. So I'll come and say equals, I take the price, or rather, I can even start with the quantity, no problem. Quantity times the price here, which is 30. But now remember that the price has to be anchored permanently. How do we anchor a cell permanently? By using a dollar sign. This dollar sign is the one that is on top of number 4, which will come and say, for example, like now before F, you say a dollar, shift 4, dollar tokeze. Appear before 9, which will say dollar. Before 9 will say dollar. Useme dollar. Nataka kwenda mbio hapa ndio unaweza kurudia. So when I say enter, it is coming to 1020. And then when I say like that, when I use my autofill function, I'll be able to get those same answers that we got earlier on. I'll be able to get the same answers that we got earlier on. Right? Nisikize vizuri, nisikize kwa makini sana. Kwa mfano, je, mwalimu, kwa formula, kama ungeweka hiyo dola, kama ungeweka hiyo dola hapo, naona. Kwa mfano ingebaki tu hii 1020. Hii hakuna na hii hakuna. Ingebaki hivyo, je, ingekuaje? Ningekuja kusema ati nafanya ku autofill, singepata chochote, ingesema 00. Because of what? Because Excel normally moves one step at a time downwards. So if I don't fix my Excel cells, like now from 3430 row, it will straight away, it's a variable which runs one step downwards at a time. So then it moved and told me the 67 times 0. 67 times 0. Then we have 89, that's why I got 00. And that is now why we need to study today the concept of what we call dollar referencing. Dollar referencing. Now listen to me very well. When I come and say equals there, and I say I have this 34 there, times this 30 there, I'll be able to get what there, 1020. But as I remember, I would want this 30 to be used across in all other numbers, in all other rows. And this 30, it is the one that we said is cell F4 here, cell F9. So then I need to come back to my cell with an answer there, and then go back to my formula bar. This formula bar also, there is a shortcut. When I want to anchor, in this case here, to anchor a cell permanently, you can also use what we call the F4. F4. If you look at your keyboard very well, you'll be able to see F4. We have F1 all the way to F12. You'll be able to see F4 like that. When you press F4 once, it gives you those dollars in front of 9 and F automatically. So you're saying here, for purposes of your video in future, that you can as well anchor a fixed cell using F4, using F4, using F4. Remember, in some computers, for you to get F4, you have to say Shift F4. Some computers, you must say Shift F4. Like mine is a direct one. I only pressed F4, right? Now, once I've been able to now fix this 30 permanently, then I can easily come back and do what here? I can easily come back and now out of field. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. You think through and do exactly what Mwalimu has done. And then now you advise whether you would want us to repeat. I don't mind repeating severally because I know the power of Excel. Excel will save a lot of your organization's time. It's a savior, trust you me. It's a savior. Okay, so I'm giving you 3 minutes. You try as much as possible. See whether you can do that thing. So as you do it, I'll keep on repeating myself without even talking. All right. So in this case here, it's equals times 30. Now remember that this 30, this 30 is to be used throughout. So F4, like that. I say enter. Once I get it, I don't have to duplicate now anything. Mine basically is to free fall. Then I'm there. So could you kindly advise whether you guys have been able to reach there? My 3 minutes are over. Please advise whether your cells are you able to reach there, or you want me to repeat? I don't mind repeating, by the way, severally. The more I repeat, even myself, I enjoy teaching Excel a lot. The more I repeat, the more satisfied I become. The moment I understand this fixing of a permanent cell, then automatically I will become so good, a super user of Excel. So I can see there is 1 chart, 2 charts are coming in. Dan, Gabriel, CPA, David Makia, Dan. Thank you very much. So I'm waiting from the others. I'm waiting to hear from the others. That's 2 out of 20. Good, but not very good. Dan, thank you very much, Fatima Ali. Great. Please don't fear, Billy Ochieng, Dan. Dan, thank you very much. Jessica Irimo, great. Said, Dan, thank you very much. Great. I'm still waiting for other confirmations. Please don't fear asking me to repeat these things. I would rather repeat. Kimani, thank you very much. James, great. Great, 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 great. I hope I'm not leaving anybody behind. I have strict instructions to ensure that we finish this in good record time. And of course, it's not lost on me that in Mombasa right now, the heat could be too much. Saizi kwa joto sana kule ama ni afadhali? Saizi kwa namna gani kule huko Mombasa?
Joto iko.
Joto iko. Very hot, okay.
Unakaribishwa.
Nitakuja physically. Mkishaiva kabisa hii. COVID wacha ikuwe kidogo. 31 degrees. Oh, okay. Unajua Nairobi you are at 23. Not a joke. Okay. Okay. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, kuna ile kitu mlikuwa mnafanya kitambo kidogo kwa primary school. Primary school. Najua wengine hapa mlifanya primary school, lakini wengi hapa bado mimi najua ni vijana. Mlikuwa na multiplication table. So hii multiplication table ulikuwa unaandika for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Tena unakuja unaandika tena hapa juu tena. Unaona hapa juu? Wewe ukiandika 1 hivyo tu 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Na unisikizeni, hivi ni sawa. Sijui kama kuna mwanafunzi ile kitabu ya Kasuku, sijui mlisoma miaka gani, lakini ile kitabu ya Kasuku ilikuwa na multiplication table. Unaikumbuka kweli? Iko mwanafunzi alipata hiyo kitu kweli?
Kumbuka vizuri.
Unakumbuka vizuri. Leo siku hizi kwa watu wangu nikiona hiyo table ni kama hakuna. Sijui kama ni computers ama nini. Table hakuna. Right? So hii table ni table ya maana sana, especially for those of you ambao utaenda na nyinyi mpaka kwa financial modeling. There is no way utajua advanced Excel without knowing how to do this table. And the first thing that you need to know how to do in putting up these tables and gentlemen, the first thing that you need to know in putting up this table is how do you write this number 1 up to number 9 automatically. Right? There are two ways. I could come and say 1, say 2. Once nimesha establish trend, I will come and highlight the 2, right? And then I'll be able to now scroll down these up to number 9, or whichever number that I want. Hebu tuone kama kuna mwanafunzi anaweza kufanya hivyo. Uandike 1 2, uandike 1 2 hivi, kwenda chini uandike 1 2. Excel is a sniffer dog. Isha sniff ikajua exactly what you want. Isha jua nataka kuandika 1 2 3. So if I come back and I highlight the 2 like that, then I'll be able to scroll this thing down up to 9. Up to 9. So could you kindly tell me whether you are able to do that? Could you kindly do that? Could you kindly do that and tell me something small, but tell me yes. You simply use Y for yes. Y for yes. Y for yes. So let those yeses come in. They can first. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, that is not the formula which I would want to sell to your audit firm. Your firm is a great one. I would want mkienda kwa client. For example, mpata client amelist so many things. Amekuandikia table kubwa na yeye mwenyewe hata hajakuwekea numbering. Unamwambia hapana. There is a way you can do the numbering automatically. How do we do this numbering automatically? First, you write 1 there. Ukishaandika 1, toka nje to anywhere, tena rudi. Unatoka, unarudi. Ukisharudi, hii function ya alt. So unatumia function ya alt, H, F, I, S. Hii ni function ya maana sana. I'm writing like that because you know your video is recording exactly the screen. So in the future, itasaidia sana. So network alt H VC. Very important function in Excel. So how do I do it? Because it remained there, please allow me to remove it How do I do this? It's very interesting because I'll go back to my one there. And then what I'll do, I'll press on the Alt permanently. The Alt, I don't remove my finger from Alt. Then I'll press H, F, I, S. Nikimaliza tu hivi ndugu zanguni, straight away I can see this thing is asking me, which series do you want? Do you want a row series or a column series? I'll say I want a column series. Then we have the step value. It's 1, 1, 1 at a time. Then where do you want to stop? For example, if my client's work is going all the way to 100, nasema I want to stop at 100. Alafu nasema enter. Ikisema enter, this thing is powerful. It has been able to do what? It has been able to go all the way to 100 exactly. Hebu tuone kama kuna mwanafunzi hata mmoja tu anaweza ka-apply hiyo concept ya fisi kuandika 1 to 100. Kuandika 1 to 100 kwenda chini. This is very technical. Hata mimi nikienda kwa client, these are some of the things, because I also do some kind of work like the one that you are doing there. You go to a client, realize hawajafanya basic things kama unapatia schedule over many things. Hawajafanya numbering, unauliza namna gani, ziko ngapi, unaweka 1, natoka nje, unarudi pale, unarudi kwa 1, unatumia fisi principle, anashangaa. And you see, the moment now you are able to demonstrate this kind of knowledge, now you can even ask as a firm a premium amount, right? So iko mwanafunzi ameweza kutumia fisi kweli. Iko mwanafunzi ameweza kutumia fisi kweli. Inaitwa Alt H. Unawachilia H, unawachilia H. F I S kiwachilia. F I S. Nazarudia tena. I can repeat again. I can repeat again. I can repeat. Yes. Kimani already done. Gabriel done. Yes. Right. Right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Those are only 2. So let me repeat very fast. Let me repeat very fast just by the side here. So nitafinya 1, natoka nje, narudi tena. Alafu nasema Alt H F I S. Nikishasema H I F I S, inauliza what is the step value. By the way, step value does not have to be 1. If, for example, you are doing sampling and you want to use what we call systematic sampling technique, you could say straight away that your step value, for example, you want every third item, you could say your step value is 3. Say your step value, for example, is 3. Ukija kwa stop value, naweza sema stop value any number, naweza sema stop value yangu ni 90, right? So itatoka kwa 1, right? 1 iende, for example, 4, right? Kuna kitu sijafanya hapo. Imeenda kwa row wise because sikufinya column. Sikufinya column. Inakuanga default, so inatoka kwa 1, 4. So difference inakuwa difference ya 3, 3, 3, 3 like that. Right? So I was doing that just to get more confirmations that we have been able to do it. We have been able to do it. Right? Let me repeat this again. So we have 1, toka nje, rudi hapo, ujoseme straight away, Alt H F I S, ishakuja. If I want this series to be in rows in your default. So the way I say map 1 and maybe stop value is 9. Stop value is 9. So I'll be able to say enter. You see me niandikia straight away 1 to 9. 1 to 9. Nikuje tena hapa, kumbuka nikitaka kufanya multiplication table lazima niruke hapa, niruke cell, nikuje hapa. So inataka kwenda chini column wise. So column enda chini, rudi hapo. So column sema Alt H F I S, shakuja tayari. I want columns, column. I want in this case here the stop value to be 9, like that. And then I'll be able to tell it, okay, apply now. So niandikia 1 again up to 9. 1 up to 9. So please keep on opening new Excel worksheets as much as you want. And then if possible, please somebody confirm to us whether you've been able to reach where we have reached using this automated FISI thing. And I would want those yeses, and no's again. I'm a very good teacher, trained teacher. There is no day naweza chekelea mwanafunzi wangu ati huyu hajui. Nikifanya hivyo nitapata laana kutoka kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Right? Nikifanya hivyo nitafanya makosa kubwa sana. Kindly repeat. Thank you very much, Cleaver. Cleaver, thank you very much. I'll be able to repeat this. I like that. I like that. So what I'll do, I'll come here and highlight the entire table. I delete because I don't want to keep also on opening many Excel worksheets. But for you, for revision, you need those Excel worksheets and save them. Save all your workings. Save all your workings. So in this case here, for me, what I'll do, nitakuja hapa straight away niseme 1. Cleaver, angalia, natoka nje narudi. Nikisharudi pale, nasema Alt H. Sorry. We start afresh. So nasema Alt H F I S. Kishasema hivyo jameni, inaniuliza which series do you want, row series or column series? I can tell it column series. Come and give it the stop value, which is what here, which is 9, like that. And then I say, okay. The thing runs itself automatically. The thing runs itself automatically up to 9. From there, for the purpose of row, lazima niruke cell moja, right? Nikuje hapa. Niseme 1. Shasema 1, toka nje, rudi ndani. Sema Alt H F I S. Nikishasema hivyo, nakuja namwambia stop value, namwambia ni 9. Kumbuka hapa series ni rows. Series ni rows. So nakuja hapa nasema okay. Haya, Cleaver, could you kindly confirm now whether you are able to do it again bila uoga, tukitaka nirudie tena na tena na tena. Hata ukitaka nirudie tena na tena na tena, ikitu ukiuliza wa FCPA, takwambia this thing Aura is not offering it for free. You guys are paying me. So ukiuliza mara mingi, that is how you're getting value for the money that I will receive. Alafu najua sasa kuna mali mimi nitawashika. Thank you very much Mohamed. Thank you very much Clive. Kuna mali nitawashika. You see, each one of you individually will be given a certificate. And normally, I'll even show you, just a minute, I show you something. It's important for us to talk. It's important for us to talk. Okay, so like you can see, we train Excel heavily. Look at this, your accountant. Look at that number of these certificates are Excel. These are certificates are Excel. Wenyewe hawaijawahi kuchukua paka leo. Ni zingine za kitambo kama June za kitambo, simply because they have never passed my exams. And my exams are very simple. What we normally do is to give you a chance. We'll tell you to share your screen. We give you one question, 10 minutes. Once in this case, of course, you've been in our class throughout and you're able to demonstrate a concept in 10 minutes, then you qualify to take your certificate. Na haina hongo, haina nini. You lazima upite, ndio upate. Because what we would want to do is to produce professionals outside there who are really good in this thing. So mimi najua nitakushika. Kama you're not very keen, I know where I will catch you. You have to be very keen. Please ask as many questions as possible. Swali ikiwa ngumu, unaona niko na whiteboard hapa na kuja na kuonyesha pole pole mpaka tumalize vizuri. Ikuma nasema mwalimu usitushtue, lakini mimi najua nitakushika. Haya. Now ladies and gentlemen, here we are. So in primary school, inside here we used to have multiples. Like now here, if you remember, we used to say 1 times 1 hapa. Hii itakuwa what times what? Hii cell number 2. Itakuwa what? Itakuwa 2 times who is able to remember this thing. Hii itakuwa 2 times who, 2 times 1. Because I'm able to see 2 there, I'm able to see 1 there. Then I say enter. And then I continue like that. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do this throughout. That will be very bad for Excel users. What I need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to come back here, I delete this. I as well delete this. Once I do that, then I should be able to now use the power of Excel multiplication. So I'll come and say equals, I take this cell here, I say times this one. Then I'm able to get this one there. Once I get the first one, then I'll be able to drag this down. I'll be able to double click like that. But nikidouble click, napata maajabu. Ya pili iko ya kwanza iko sawa sababu 1 times 1 1, ya pili 2 times 1 2, ya tatu inafaa kuwa 3 times 1 inafaa kuwa 3. Napata maajabu. Why do you think am I getting crazy figures? Why do you think am I getting crazy figures? Can somebody advise me? Can somebody talk to us? Why do you think when I see tunapata very absurd figures? Tunapata absurd figures because of a lack of locking, lack of fixing. Some cells in this case that are what here? Permanent in nature. There are cells that are to be fixed. Listen and listen to me very carefully. If I'm to really take ourselves back, if you look at this particular row, this is row number what? This is row number 7. If I go back to this row number 7, I can even make it bold. I can even come and click the entire, and I say control bold, control B, becomes even this column G. Column G, I need to come and say control B like that. So ladies and gentlemen, once I do that, then I'll be reminded of one thing. That when I say equals, I take this one times this one like that. I'll be able to get my one there. But when I take my cursor there, then I'll be able to know I've got some columns. I've got some row, which is a row of reference, a title row. And the title rows and the title columns must always be fixed with the dollars. So you're saying something very important here for your video to capture this: the title rows and the title columns must be fixed. Must be fixed with who? With dollars. Must be fixed with who? Dollars. So ukiangalia row ambayo nili highlight, hii row ambayo nili highlight ukiangalia ni row number 7. So nikija kwa formula yangu, maana na row number 7, there is this 7. Lazima uweke dollar mbele yake. Sasa huwezi tumia F4 because you are not doing the entire cell. Hapo unaweka na shift 4. Unaweka dollar moja peke yake. Nataka unisikize na unisikize kwa makini sana. Ukija hapa pia column G pia lazima ichungu. Ni title column G. So ukija kwa hapa tuko na G8, so mbele ya G lazima uweke nini? Lazima uweke dollar. Mbele ya G lazima uweke dollar. Right. Kuja sema sasa enter. So when you say enter, ladies and gentlemen, you can see my formula. My formula is really guarded. Guarded in which way? We have our title row 7 having been fixed. We have our title column G having been fixed like that. And if that is the case, then I can very comfortably come and now drag that thing. Itanipatia star 9 comfortably, and I can now drag it either way. I can drag it either way. Paka kwa 9, itafika ile ulikuwa ukiona primary school 81. Ulikuwa ukiona primary school 81. I would want to repeat this, ladies and gentlemen. But before I repeat, you can see Kimani already got it. Before I repeat, I would want to know whether there is 1 or 2 or 3 students who have been able to reach where I have reached. Usikasirike ukikosea. It's part of the game. Actually, it's the major game. Okay. Ukipata itawana mwisho, please niambie umepata. Ukikosea, not a problem. I'm here to repeat. Okay, so I can see a chart item there. December done. It's 1 out of 20. But for this one, I really appreciate. It's not easy for many. And there is no way you'll do even some languages like Python, programming language like Python, like without knowing that anchorage. You must know the concept of anchoring. But you must always anchor all column titles and row titles. You must always anchor all of them. William Mesema, yes. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this training, we'll be able to pull out an income statement, a balance sheet from a trial balance automatically using these things you're seeing here like anchoring. You'll be able to pull, once you're given a trial balance, even a trial balance of even 4 years, you'll be able to use 4-year income statement just by anchorage. So it's a pillar. This is a pillar. Without knowing anchorage, you can't really pull a trial balance. And you see there is nothing as good as a, right? You go to your client, tell your client, for now, I even don't want your income statement, I don't want your statement of financial position, just give me your trial balance. When he sends to you his trial balance on Excel, the following day, you go with your income statement and the statement of financial position, which you have prepared yourself. So once ataona mnene anashangaa huyu mzee amefanya kitu namna gani, anaweza kumuuliza kwanza why the discrepancies, how comes I'm getting sales different from what you guys are getting. So unaanza vita from the word go. This is one of the very best things, one of the very best ways of fighting what we call the management assertions. Remember the first, or rather, the first management assertion is accuracy. Accuracy. So when I pull from his trial balance, when I pull an income statement, etc., I'm so sure I'll be able to get something that has got an error. And that, of course, will also help me in terms of doing what here, ascertaining how strong the client's internal control system is. You get so many errors, of course, you know this guy does not have even internal control systems. And if they don't have internal control systems, now I'll not place reliance on them. I'll be able to do a lot of work, lots of work, substantial work, what we call the substantive tests. So it all starts from where? From Excel. Kimani says, kindly repeat, I'll be able to repeat. Thank you very much, Kimani, for being that bold. Right? How about the other students? Is there anybody who has been able to get it correctly? Nakula story, ndio wewe uweze kufanya nini? Kufanya hii hesabu. Hi.
My problem is the fixing of the dollar signs. I'm seeing we are fixed. The first one we are fixed before 7, and the other one, no, the first one we are fixed in between H and 7, and the other one we are fixed before G. Maybe you can elaborate.
Thank you.
The guidelines in terms of the fixing.
Thank you very much. So we have somebody also saying, please repeat. Thank you very much for that boldness. Those are the students I want. Great. So then I'll have to repeat the entire thing very fast. So then what I'll do, I'll simply come and remove whatever I've done there. All right. Now, here we are. All right. So the first cell is here. So I'll come and say equals. So this equals, what do I want? I want to multiply this one and 1. So this one, I'll pick it. I say times this one, right? So when I'm doing this formula, there is a formula bar, remember here. So this formula bar has told me it is H7 times what here? G8. So Cleve, if you look at this particular table of mine, you'll be able to see that there is this. This is row number what? This is row number 7. So this row number 7 at kapoenda hapa, utakuwa unasema 9 times 2. We'll be making reference to it, right?
Yes.
So because we'll be making reference to it, you have to fix it. So row 7 has to be fixed. And how do you fix it? You place a dollar before it.
Okay.
So you place a dollar before 7.
Okay.
You place a dollar before 7. Don't use F4. When you're placing a dollar before one of them, you will say shift number 4. Okay. On the same breath, when I look at this particular formula of mine, I can see there is a G. You know, this G is also a title.
Yes.
It's a title column.
Yes.
Because when I come, for example, like to this cell, I'll have to say, for example, this one, I'll have to say 7 times 7. So I'm making reference to this.
Yes.
So G is also a reference column, and the G has to be fixated. How do we fix it? We must place a dollar before G.
Okay.
Before G, not before 8, before this G like that. Before this G. Yes. Now, thank you very much. If I was to be honest with you, I'm so sure wengine after kufanya, ulikuwa unajaribu kupull, unapata yako inakuja 1 mpaka mwisho, eh? Ukweli ama uongo? Yeah. Halafu unakuja hapa straight away, unavuta mpaka ifike 1. So now I would want to see confirmations or otherwise. I don't fear otherwise. As I told you, I'm a trained teacher. I like the otherwise. The ones who tell me mwalimu no repeat. So are we there? Crystal clear. Thank you very much. So now I'm waiting to hear from the others. I'm waiting to hear from the others. So if you don't talk, automatically it means that that will mean that you're not following. I repeat again. If you're not talking, please talk to me. Done. Okay, done. So can I go to another concept? Now I'm coming back home to what you guys are so good at. Now I'm coming back home to what you guys use every other day. Now I'm coming back home to what you normally use every day. I'm so sure this is what you use every day. 100%. Now, if you look at my screen, I have some important information here. Somebody has given you information over some year. So you can see month from January all the way to May. You can see the products and where these products were sold and the various sales, what your sales revenue. So as an auditor, when I get this kind of a schedule, at times I have to really think through it thoroughly. What will I do, assuming that this was their total sales revenue information, the first thing I'll do is to come and use my alt thing. So I'll come and say alt equals, right? So I'm getting a 93, 95, control B, yeah, 93, 95. So I should be able to trace this figure to the income statement, right? If it's correct, then that is okay. Very fast, alt equals. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, I would be interested in, because at times I may get some stock items which are not moving at all. I may be interested in getting some special summations. For example, when you look at this particular sheet, you're able to see in the month of February, there was quite a lot of transactions, sales. So I may be interested in, out of this 93.95, how much of sales belongs to February? So in short, I'm going to make use of what we call some ifs. I'm going to make use of what we call some ifs function. A summation with a conditionality. So some ifs is basically a summation with a condition. A summation with a condition. The if thing is the condition. So a summation with what here? A condition. A summation with a condition. Now listen to me very well. I would want to get these sales of February alone. So no problem. What I'll do, I'll start with equals. And this is the most beautiful thing with Excel. Even if you know nothing, you can never fail to remember equals in a cell. And once I see these equals, I'll start in this case here saying some ifs. So already I can see some. I'm interested in the some if. But personally, I don't use the first some if at all. I even don't know how it works, because I know some ifs works in all circumstances. So then I'll be able to double click there, and then I'll be able to see the some ifs has gone to the cell. So then they are asking you to give them the sum range. So sum range, I would want this to be added. So I'll be able to highlight the entire column over the sales revenue, right? After the sum range, these guys are crazy. They are telling me after the sum range, I put a comma. You know, they always guide me. That's why I like Excel. Excel, you can't even compare Excel with all the others like Power BI. Okay, BI is very powerful and it's coming to replace Excel, but still, Excel really guides you, right? After that, we have the criteria range. So you see, February, this month of February is the condition. It is the criteria of adding. But you see, February is found in the month. And when they tell me now to give them the criteria range, remember range has got lowest to highest, right? So it means that I come to this particular month and I highlight all of them, right? That is the criteria range. After that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll come and put a comma there. And then straight away, now they want me to give them the criteria itself, which is the month of February. So I'll come and press here, February. I pick that February like that, and then I'll be able to do what here? Close a bracket like that, and then I say enter. So I'm able to get there that the sales of February alone were 4,103. And the 4,000 in comparison to the 9,000 that we got here, 4,000 is almost 50%, it's material. So my sample should be able to be more concentrated in February. So before I repeat, I would want you to see the bigger picture. And this is why Excel is very good. What if I want to get the sales of March? I don't have to do the formula. I'll simply come under there, March. And then I say enter. Be able to give me March is 903. And if you try March 435, March 468, could you kindly try manually? Somebody who has a mobile phone calculator manually, could you kindly add 435 and 468 manually? 435 and 468 manually, and confirm whether you'll be able to get the 903. You'll be able to get the 903 there. You'll be able to get the 903 there. Confirm whether you'll be able to get the 903 there. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me before we take a break. Somebody talk to me before we take a break. What are you able to get there? Manually, are you able to get 903? Are you able to get 903? Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, listen and listen to me very well. I would want to repeat this entire thing. What have you done, Mwalimu? What Mwalimu did, first of all, he started, it was February here, remember. It was February, remember here. It was February, remember. Remember, it was February. So first of all, I came here and I said equals. And then I started pressing here the some ifs. Some ifs, I can see some ifs here has come up in blue color. So this blue color, for those of you who have ever seen where Smirnoff is, of course, all of you are saved, but Smirnoff, there is what we call blue label. And blue label, ushaona mpaka watu wanaiombea wengine. Yaani ukiona blue label, you tab it, tab. Ukiangalia caps lock, juu ya caps lock inaitwa tab. So you press tab, inajileta kwa cell automatically. Anytime you see this blue label thing, metokezea, you tab, although that one I'll be coming to that one later. For now, you can be doing it manually. Now, from there, they want me to give them the sum range. So when they tell me to give them the sum range, could you kindly tell me which column am I going to highlight? Because here I must highlight a column. Which column will I highlight? Please tell me, which column shall I highlight when they tell me sum range? Please talk to me. Please, I would want to, many of you in this case here, to advise. Say sum range, which column? As CPA David Makia tells me, it is the numbers column, the sales revenue column. So I'll come here pretty fast, my very fast control shift. I'll be able to highlight the entire thing Kondachini, right? After that, ladies and gentlemen, these guys are telling me to put a sum range again, comma. After that, I say comma. And then the next thing they want me to do is to give them criteria range. So criteria range, which column should I highlight? Because if it's a range, it's a column. If it's a range, it's a column. There's so many students who are talking to me, or rather few students who are talking. I would want everybody to participate because they're taking a break immediately after this. So it's column A, isn't it? It is where our February month is found. So, ladies and gentlemen, then we have here column, criteria range is column A. So the whole of column A has to be highlighted like that. So from there, now we say a comma. From there, they want me to come and put what here, give them the criteria itself. So for the criteria, there are two ways. I can come and type February. I can come and type here February because that is the thing, right? But now remember, a function, Excel functions don't recognize these words automatically. So if you would want to introduce a word there, then what you need to do is to come and put in the quotation marks. You put it, those are closing quotation marks, and you must put the opening quotation marks, like the opening quotation marks. You must come and put in the opening quotation marks like that, right? And then, of course, after that, now you need to come and do what here? You need to come and close like that. So when you close like that, you get that 41. But you see, we don't prefer that style. The problem now with putting it that way, if you come and, ladies and gentlemen, change this cell, if you change, for example, if you change March, MAR there, so you'll be able to see this cell will not be dynamic. That is why in Excel, we prefer working with cells, right? Please allow me to go back here to repeat this for the umpteenth time. Come and put equals. What do you want? I want some ifs. I want some ifs. So in this case, it's blue label there. I'll be able to double click on it, bring it up there. The sum range is here. So I'll be able to highlight there very fast. I say comma. The criteria range is the number of months, the month here where February is found. So I'll come and pick the whole thing. So that, right? I say comma. Then they want us to give them the criteria range. The criteria here is March. And then I'll be able to do what you have to close like that. And then I'll be able to say enter. When I say enter, I'm able to see 903. And if I want, I can still return this to February. Like that. Take 4103, right? So in your break time, I would want you as an exercise, you to try, in this case here, to copy this entire table yourself. Sorry for that. There's one of us was not muted. Sorry. So I would want you to copy this table, right? And try to do exercise yourselves. I should be able to control that from my side, sorry. Okay, great. So the assignment, small assignment, as part of your exercise, in 15 minutes, try to copy this table down And these are a small table for purposes of doing what here? Your exercises. So break is 15 minutes. We'll come back at exactly what here? 4:15. 4:15. James, that is okay.
That's very much okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, great. course, they'll get access to the recording. Great. Now, I'm so sure you must have been able to copy also the table. And I would want us now to go to the second one. So this time around, there are two conditionalities. We have February as the first criteria, and then we have shirt white as the second criteria. So like without understanding these ifs, you can't manage the automated financial statements. When we are automating financial statements, there will be quite a lot of some ifs. So for example, from the trial balance, I will be able to tell my Excel that sum, if it's a revenue item, don't consider all the other items, cost of sales, administration cost, don't. In another instance, I'll be telling my Excel that sum, if, for example, the item mapping falls under operating cost, and Excel is so powerful, it will listen to those conditionalities. So now here, really, we are tackling the main thing. We are tackling the main thing. So come here, come here, come here. Ladies and gentlemen, February, I'll come here to February, and then I'll say equals. So first, I'll start with the sum ifs. So sum ifs, I can see my sum ifs there. I'll be able to bring it on the cell. And then sum range. And somebody tell me the sum range, I'm going to sum which column? Somebody just one word. Which column will I sum under the sum range? You can either unmute and talk to us or in the chat section. So sum range, I'm following this. Which one should I sum? They are not talking to me. They are not talking to me. Sum range, I can't see any. I can't see any chart. The sum range. Sum, remember, even in your trial balance, it is only one column, the amounts column, isn't it? That is the sum range. Sum range is normally one thing. The amounts column in this case here is the revenue column. So I'll come and pick the whole thing there, like that. From there, I say comma. The first condition is February. But you see, they want the condition range. So the condition range of February is the month. So I'll go there and be able to basically sum the entire. And then, of course, after the condition range, then I'll be able to straight away pick the condition itself, which is February. But now remember, after comma, that this is a two criteria, a two conditions sum if. But the next one is talking about shirt white. The condition is shirt white, but remember, first of all, I have to start with the condition range. So the condition range, this will be the product where we have shirt white. So I'll be able to pick here like that. I go to the end. So having picked the shirt white range, now I need to come and pick the shirt white itself. And shirt white is here. And that is it. I'll be able to close my bracket, right? And then I'll be able to say enter. When I say enter, I can see that the shirt white, which was sold in the month of February, were 2028. Were 2028. They were 2028. Could you kindly, because I know you must have put down this entire table, could you kindly try to repeat yourselves and then you advise whether I should go to the third scenario is very interesting. It has got three conditionalities. Please advise whether I should continue. Please advise whether I should continue. So it's all about identifying the condition. Once you know which condition it is, then you go to the conditionality range and the condition itself. Another conditionality range, the condition itself, like that. Now they are not talking to me at all. Now they are not talking to me at all. Now I've reached a level where I've started becoming their enemy, number one. So please try. And if you are able to do it, please very fast say Y for yes. If you're not able to do it, there is even a thumbs down. Say thumbs down, repeat, thumbs down, repeat. James says yes. James says yes. Thanks, James. How about the other trainees? Please, messing up with Excel is the order of the day. You should never fear to mess up with Excel. Mess up as much as you can. Mess up big time. Ask questions. Ask questions. Cleaver says yes. Yes. So perhaps also what I need to do is to hang the table just in case you never finished to write it. It's important that you get to finish it. Great, 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 great. Are we all in class? I think so. It's a big number, Chairman. It's a big number we have. Could be one who has dropped maybe because of internet, but I like the number. Dan, Gabriel Dan. William, yes. So should I repeat? 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 Thank you very much. Allow me to repeat again. Ladies and gentlemen, remember here, what do you want to do? Just like, for example, how you go to a trial balance and you want to command Excel to add only revenues alone, right? To add only costs which belong to distribution bucket, etc. So here we have got two conditions. Here we have got two conditions. So which conditions are we talking about? The conditions here are February and chart white. So not a problem. I'm so sure everybody was able to figure out this very nicely. Start by giving us an equals. Start by giving us the functionality, which is some ifs. So some ifs is there. Then I'll be able to take it to the cell by pressing tab or by double clicking on it. And then straight away I'm following these. The next thing they want us to do is to come and give them the sum range. So sum range is there. So as you get used with this, you'll start doing what I'm doing. Like when it comes to highlighting, you don't highlight. How do you start highlighting like this? What if you've got 10,000 rows? Will you continue highlighting until you hit 10,000 rows? No. We need to know shortcuts of highlighting. We need to know shortcuts of highlighting. We need to know shortcuts of doing what here? Of highlighting. And to highlight this, for example, I'll come and tab there in 546, and then I'll say Control Shift, and then now I use the down arrow. The down arrow. That is the easiest way of highlighting the entire column. So after sum range, I'll now go to the criteria. And the first criteria they want me to pick here is February. But you see, we don't start with the criteria itself. We normally start with the range, the range, which is housing February. February is housed in the months here. So range, remember you copy the entire thing of the range. So come there, put your cursor there, Control Shift down arrow. And then of course, after the criteria range, you're being guided here. After the criteria, they want the criteria itself, the condition itself, which is now February. Pick it. And then you say comma as advised. From there, remember the criteria could be made. Like now here we have got two criteria. I have another criteria called chart white, but I can't click it without defining its house. So first of all, we must design or define its house. Chart white, where is it found? Where is the range? The range is up there. So we have chart white. So come and pick the entire range by highlighting the entire thing. You say comma. After that, ladies and gentlemen, now after criteria range, they want us to give them the criteria itself. It is chart white. And that is it. So from there now, what you need to do is to come and close brackets. Right? And then, ladies and gentlemen, you say enter. So you'll be able to get that 2028. So the students who asked me to repeat, I hope now that suffices, right? If there is any function that any accountant should know, that you should really practice quite a lot, is this function called SUMIFS. It is the one we use to automate financial statements. It is the one we use to automate financial statements. Like now, you'll be able to see, if you give me a trial balance, I'll be able to give you straight away an income statement and a balance sheet without even thinking in a minute. And then, of course, the moment I come up with the income statement and the balance sheet, as I told you, I'll be able to compare that with the client's statements and tell the client statement, you know what, I have your financial statements. And then, of course, most of them, because they don't know Excel, they keep wondering, how comes this guy was able to pull this thing that fast? I gave him this trial balance just yesterday. You, within 5 minutes, you have an income statement. So you are there arguing with him, why is this wrong? Why is this not the same? You're doubting his accuracy. You're doubting his internal control systems, etc. So then I would want to give you an assignment now. Could you kindly try to give me the February chart white USA? The white charts, which was sold in USA in the month of February. Please give me the figure there. Try your best. Try your best and give us a figure there. Try your best and give us a figure there. Try your best and give us a figure there. Try your best and give us a figure there. Please try your best and give us a figure there. Yes. Anybody who has been able to find something? Gabriel tells me 1618. 1618. Is there any other person who is getting that 1618? Any other person who is getting 1618? 1618? Any other person? William is getting 1618. 1618. 1618. So I'm waiting for the last two. Fatma Ali, she's getting 1618. Jessica is also getting 1618. Cliff is getting 1618. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me repeat this once and for all. So we have here equals. You guys are bright guys. Thank you. So equals, so we start with some ifs. We start with some ifs. So some ifs, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be able to see it is here. So I'll be able to tab like that. The sum range is very easy. So I'll come there, say Control Shift, go down. After sum range, now they want us to consider the criteria. The first criteria is February, but remember for every criteria, there must be a house. So February range is here. The house is here, where February is housed. So I'll come and say there, Shift, Control, down, and then I say comma. So after criteria range, the next one is the criteria itself. And the criteria itself is February. I say comma. I go to the next criteria, which is chart white. Where is chart white found in? Chart white is found here. So it's a range. I have to take the entire house, Control Shift. I go down. After comma, now I pick the shati warrant like that. Then I say comma. Ladies and gentlemen, after that, I'll be able to go to criteria range 3. So criteria 3 is USA, and the range is the country there. So shift, I go like that, down, right? And then of course, I've been able to define the range where USA is found. So I'll be able to come here and say USA itself, like that. So I'll be able to come here and say what here, close brackets, and I'll be able to say enter, and you're able to see the 1618 that they got. 1618 that they got. And now the beautiful thing with this thing is that, for example, next time if I want UK, I'll only come and replace US with UK like that, and I'll be able to get the 410. If, for example, I want shirt yellow, I'll come here and simply type. This is a beautiful thing with Excel. Shirt yellow. I'll come here and type shirt yellow. And once I say enter, I'll be able to say, see here 0, meaning that there is no shirt yellow which were sold in the UK in the month of February, right? But I can see some of them were sold in April. So if I come and, for example, change there and put April, when I say enter like that, shirt yellow. So it means I must have shirt yellow, the spelling or something. Shirt yellow UK, I expected to see shirt yellow in UK 471. This is what I expected. Let me see shirt yellow.